In part 2 of the story, Prince Adiwale emerged from the labyrinthine depths of the caves, his body battered and spirit bruised but undeniably alive. Rain lashed against his skin like a baptism of renewal, washing away the stagnation of confinement and filling his lungs with the invigorating scent of freedom. Please consider subscribing to our channel if you have not, and don't forget to like, share, and comment on our videos. Your engagement helps boost our visibility and allows us to create more content you enjoy. With strength born of desperation and fueled by a flicker of hope that refused to be extinguished, Prince Adiwale clawed his way through the debris-choked passage. The air was thick with dust and the acrid scent of earth, yet every labored breath tasted of newfound freedom. Each agonizing inch gained ground against the confines of his captivity, propelling him towards the uncertain promise of a future reclaimed. As Prince Adiwale emerged from the labyrinthine depths of the caves, his body battered and spirit bruised but undeniably alive, he emerged into the storm-tossed night. Rain lashed against his skin like a baptism of renewal, washing away the stagnation of confinement and filling his lungs with the invigorating scent of freedom. In that stormy night, amidst the relentless fury of nature's wrath, Prince Adiwale emerged from the depths of darkness, a testament to resilience, rebirth, and the enduring power of destiny's hand. The storm that had threatened to seal his fate forever had unwittingly become the harbinger of his salvation, setting in motion a chain of events that would challenge the very foundations of King Rashidi Uzi's reign and pave the way for Prince Adiwale's triumphant return to reclaim his rightful place as the ruler of Ododo community. With every ounce of strength and resilience he could muster, Prince Adiwale clawed his way through the labyrinth of debris that had threatened to entomb him forever. Rocks and rubble cascaded around him, each obstacle a testament to the trials he had endured in the bowels of the sacred caves. His body, battered and bruised from the relentless assault of nature's fury, bore the scars of confinement and struggle. Yet, despite the physical toll exacted upon him, Prince Adiwale's spirit remained steadfast and undaunted. With each labored breath, he pushed forward, driven by a fierce determination to defy the darkness that had threatened to consume him. Above him, the storm raged on with unrestrained fury, its elemental wrath a chaotic symphony that echoed through the night. Lightning continued to split the sky, casting fleeting glimpses of illumination upon Prince Adiwale's gaunt features and that-streaked visage. Thunder boomed overhead like a primal roar, a testament to the tumultuous battle between man and nature that played out in the depths of the cavern. Yet, amidst the chaos and devastation wrought by the storm, a glimmer of hope emerged, a beacon that beckoned Prince Adiwale towards salvation and redemption. As he neared the surface, where rain pelted down in torrents and wind whipped through the trees like a banshee's wail, Prince Adiwale's determination surged anew. With one final surge of effort, Prince Adiwale emerged from the rubble-strewn passage like a phoenix rising from the ashes of despair. Gasping for air, his chest heaving with exertion and relief, he collapsed upon the rain-soaked ground. The storm that had unleashed destruction upon the kingdom had unwittingly become the catalyst for Prince Adiwale's liberation, a testament to the unpredictable ways in which fate could unfold. As Prince Adiwale lay amidst the wreckage, rain washing away the grime of captivity and renewal coursing through his veins, he knew that his journey was far from over. The storm had not only unleashed chaos and devastation but had also bestowed upon him a renewed sense of purpose, a chance to reclaim his birthright and restore justice to the kingdom that had languished under King Rashidi Uzi's tyrannical rule. In that moment of solitude and rebirth, Prince Adiwale vowed to honor the resilience that had carried him through the darkest of nights. The kingdom of Ododo community awaited his return, a return that would herald not only the dawn of a new era but also the fulfillment of the prophecy that had once foretold his ascension to the throne. Under the cloak of night, Prince Adiwale crept like a shadow through the familiar paths and hidden trails that led back to Ododo community. The kingdom, once a vibrant tapestry of life and prosperity, now lay shrouded in a palpable veil of fear and oppression. King Rashidi Uzi's tyrannical rule had cast a long shadow over the land, suffocating its spirit and extinguishing the flicker of hope in the hearts of its people. As Prince Adiwale moved through the outskirts of the kingdom, he witnessed firsthand the devastation wrought by his uncle's greed and ambition. Villages lay in ruin, their homes pillaged and their fields left fallow. The once bustling marketplaces were now deserted, their echoes haunted by the whispers of those who had been silenced by fear. The people of Ododo community, once proud and resilient, are now huddled in the shadows of their own homes, their faces etched with lines of worry and weariness. Eyes that had once sparkled with determination now gazed upon Prince Adiwale with a mixture of disbelief and desperate longing. They saw in him not just the rightful heir to the throne, but the beacon of hope they had prayed for in the darkest hours of their despair. As Prince Adiwale approached the heart of the kingdom, the palace loomed before him like a fortress of shadows. Torches burned with an eerie glow, casting elongated shadows that danced along the stone walls. Guards stood watch with vigilance, their loyalty to King Rashidi Uzi etched into the stern lines of their faces. Undeterred by the daunting sight, Prince Adiwale pressed forward with unwavering resolve. His steps, once tentative and cautious, now echoed with purpose upon the cobblestone paths. Each footfall marked a testament to his determination to confront the tyranny that had usurped his rightful place as ruler. At the palace gates, Prince Adiwale was met with a mixture of apprehension and curiosity. Whispers spread like wildfire among the guards, their gazes shifting between disbelief and recognition. Some dared to hope, while others remained steadfast in their allegiance to King Rashidi Uzi, their hands poised on the hilts of their swords. With a steady gaze that belied the turmoil within, Prince Adiwale raised his voice to address those who stood as sentinels of his uncle's regime. "I am Prince Adiwale, rightful heir to the throne of Ododo community," he proclaimed, his voice carrying the weight of truth and conviction. "I have returned to reclaim what is rightfully mine and to restore justice and peace to our kingdom." The words hung in the air like a challenge, a call to arms that reverberated through the palace walls and beyond. The people, emboldened by Prince Adiwale's courage and resolve, dared to whisper his name with newfound hope, a whispered promise of liberation from the shackles of oppression that had bound them for too long. As Prince Adiwale stood before the gates of the palace, the kingdom of Ododo community held its breath, poised on the precipice of change. The night air crackled with anticipation, each heartbeat a drumbeat of defiance against the darkness that had engulfed their land. At that moment, Prince Adiwale knew that his return marked not just the beginning of a battle for the throne, but a reckoning with destiny itself, a reckoning that would determine the fate of Ododo community and the legacy of honor and justice that had been entrusted to him by the prophecy. In the cloak of darkness, Prince Adiwale revealed himself to a small band of loyalists who clung steadfastly to the prophecy's promise. These were individuals whose hearts still beat with the rhythm of justice and whose spirits had not been quenched by the oppressive rule of King Rashidi Uzi. Together, they formed a clandestine alliance, their fellowship forged in the crucible of adversity, bound by their shared determination to see the Ododo community liberated from tyranny. Their meeting place was a hidden grove deep within the heart of the forest, where ancient trees stood sentinel and whispered secrets of ages past. Here, under the canopy of night adorned with twinkling stars, Prince Adiwale and his loyalists gathered in solemn unity. Faces illuminated by the flickering glow of torchlight bore the marks of hardship and resolve, each gaze a reflection of the courage that burned within. "We stand on the brink of reclaiming what is rightfully ours," Prince Adiwale spoke with quiet intensity, his voice a steady beacon amidst the uncertainty that hung in the air. "But our path forward will not be easy. King Rashidi Uzi's grip on power is strong, and his spies lurk in every shadow, awaiting our misstep." The loyalists exchanged wary glances, the weight of their shared burden palpable in the tension that knitted their brows. Each understood the risks they faced, the stakes heightened by the ever-present threat of betrayal and capture. Yet, their belief in Prince Adiwale and the prophecy that had guided their faith was unshakable, the steadfast pillar of strength that fortified their resolve. "We must move swiftly and decisively," the Prince Adiwale continued, his words carrying the weight of command tempered by wisdom. Our first task is to gather intelligence, to learn the extent of King Rashid Uzi's defenses and to identify those among us who remain loyal to his cause. Silent nods of agreement rippled through the gathering, a silent affirmation of their commitment to the cause they held dear. Plans were laid with meticulous care, each detail scrutinized and debated with the precision of seasoned warriors preparing for battle. Scouts were dispatched under cover of night to gather information, their movements cloaked in secrecy to evade the watchful eyes of the palace guards. As they plotted their next move, a sense of urgency underscored their every action. The hours passed in whispered discussions and strategic deliberations, their voices mingling with the rustle of leaves and the distant calls of nocturnal creatures. Each member of the fellowship bore the weight of their responsibilities with grace and determination, united in their singular purpose to see justice restored to their beloved kingdom. In the shadows where danger lurked and uncertainty loomed, Prince Adiwale and his loyalists forged bonds of camaraderie that transcended their individual hardships. They drew strength from one another's courage, their spirits buoyed by the unshakable belief that their cause was just and their actions guided by destiny's hand. And so, under the cloak of secrecy and the mantle of night, Prince Adiwale and his loyalists prepared to confront the formidable might of King Rashidi Uzi and his loyalists. Each step they took was fraught with peril, their hearts steeled against the looming threat of betrayal and capture. But amidst the shadows that enveloped them, they dared to hope that their courage would pave the way towards a future where justice and righteousness would once again reign supreme in the kingdom of Ododo community. Under the cloak of a stormy night, where thunder roared like the battle cries of ancient warriors and lightning danced across the sky in jagged defiance, Prince Adiwale and his loyalists descended upon the heart of Ododo community. The air crackled with anticipation, heavy with the weight of impending confrontation, a clash that would determine the fate of the kingdom and its rightful ruler. As they emerged from the shadows cast by the towering walls of the palace, Prince Adiwale's band of loyalists moved with the fluidity of shadows themselves. Their steps, although purposeful and deliberate, were muffled by the relentless downpour that masked their approach. Torches flickered in the distance, casting elongated shadows that danced upon the rain-soaked ground. Ahead, the palace loomed like a fortress of shadows, a bastion of power and oppression that had held Ododo community in its grip for far too long. Guards patrolled the perimeter with vigilance, their forms silhouetted against the dim glow of torchlight. Their loyalty to King Rashidi Uzi was etched in the rigid set of their shoulders and the unwavering gaze that scanned the darkness for signs of intrusion. With a signal from Prince Adiwale, the loyalists sprang into action. Arrows soared through the night sky with deadly precision, finding their mark in the unsuspecting guards who stood as sentinels of tyranny. The clash erupted with a cacophony of metal against metal, the symphony of swords clashing and shields colliding amidst the tumultuous backdrop of thunder and lightning. In the heart of the chaos, Prince Adiwale moved with the grace and determination of a leader driven by righteous fury. His sword flashed in the intermittent light of lightning strikes, a beacon of hope amidst the swirling tempest that threatened to engulf them all. Each strike was guided by purpose, each parry a testament to the skill honed through years of training and unwavering resolve. As the battle raged on, the loyalists fought with a ferocity born of desperation and determination. They rallied around Prince Adiwale, their voices rising in a chorus of defiance that echoed through the palace grounds. Together, they carved a path through the ranks of King Rashid Uzi's loyalists, their movements a ballet of precision and calculated risk. Amidst the chaos and the clash of blades, Prince Adiwale's gaze locked onto the figure of King Rashidi Uzi, his uncle and betrayer. The man who had orchestrated Prince Adiwale's imprisonment and usurped the throne was meant to be his birthright. Their eyes met across the battlefield, a silent exchange laden with history, betrayal, and unspoken truths. With a roar that reverberated through the very foundations of the palace, Prince Adiwale surged forward to confront his uncle. Swords clashed with a resounding clang, each strike imbued with the weight of years of injustice and defiance. Sparks flew as their blades met in a dance of destiny, a battle not just for dominance, but for the soul of Ododo community itself. In the midst of their duel, words were exchanged, accusations hurled like javelins, truths laid bare amidst the clash of steel. Prince Adiwale's voice rang clear above the din, a proclamation of reclaiming what was rightfully his and restoring honor to their bloodline. King Rashidi Uzi, fueled by pride and desperation, fought with a fervor born of the fear of losing everything he had gained through deceit and treachery. As the battle reached its crescendo, thunder boomed overhead and lightning illuminated the tableau of conflict unfolding beneath its wrathful gaze. The ground trembled beneath their feet, bearing witness to the tumultuous struggle that would determine the kingdom's future, the struggle that had begun with a prophecy and now culminated in a clash of wills that would echo through the annals of history. And in the heart of the storm, amidst the clash of swords and the roar of thunder, Prince Adiwale confronted his uncle, a man who had betrayed not only him but the very essence of their shared heritage. With every strike, with every parry, Prince Adiwale fought not just for victory, but for the redemption of Ododo community and the restoration of justice that had been denied for far too long. In the aftermath of their fierce battle amidst the stormy night, where lightning had illuminated the clash of swords and thunder had echoed the cries of defiance, a moment of revelation unfolded that would forever alter the fate of Ododo community. As Prince Adiwale and King Rashidi Uzi faced each other in a deadly dance of blades, the air thick with tension and the weight of history, fate intervened with a twist that stunned all who bore witness. In a moment that seemed suspended in time, the King Rashidi Uzi's defenses began to falter. His strikes, once swift and calculated, grew erratic and desperate. With each exchange, the mask of authority and certainty he had worn for so long began to crack, revealing the truth that lay hidden beneath. Words exchanged in the heat of battle echoed like thunder in the hearts of those who stood witness. Prince Adiwale, fueled by righteous fury and guided by the whispers of ancestors, pressed his advantage with unwavering determination. His sword, a beacon of justice and redemption, sought to expose the darkness that had tainted their kingdom. And then, amidst the chaos and the clash of steel, revelations began to unfold like petals of a blood-red flower. Whispers carried on the wind spoke of King Rashidi Uzi's treachery, of schemes woven in shadows and manipulations that had ensnared even the most steadfast of allies. The truth, once obscured by fear and deception, emerged with startling clarity. King Rashidi Uzi's loyalists, gripped by shock and disbelief, began to waver in their allegiance. Some, swayed by the undeniable evidence of their ruler's deceit, turned against him with voices raised in defiance. Others stood frozen in place, their faith shaken by the revelations that threatened to unravel the very fabric of their beliefs. In the heart of the palace grounds, where the battle for Ododo community's soul had raged with unrelenting fury, a reckoning unfolded that transcended the clash of blades. Prince Adiwale, standing before his uncle with a gaze that bore witness to the weight of their shared heritage, spoke with a voice that rang clear above the turmoil. "Your reign of treachery ends here," Prince Adiwale proclaimed, his words carrying the weight of truth and justice. "The people of Ododo community deserve a ruler who upholds the honor and integrity of our ancestors, not one who would betray their trust for personal gain." King Rashidi Uzi, faced with the undeniable truth of his actions laid bare before him, faltered beneath the weight of his own deception. His grip on power slipped like sand through his fingers, the mask of authority crumbling with each passing moment. As shockwaves rippled through the ranks of his supporters, a tide of dissent rose amidst the chaos. Guards once loyal to King Rashidi Uzi now turned their blades against him, their allegiance swayed by the revelation of his betrayal. The palace, once a fortress of shadows and oppression, now echoed with the cries of those who demanded justice and accountability. In the wake of the revelation, Prince Adiwale stood amidst the shifting tides of change, his sword lowered but his resolve unwavering. The kingdom of Ododo community, battered and scarred by the trials of adversity, now stood at a crossroads. The path forward was uncertain, fraught with challenges and obstacles yet to be overcome. But amidst the uncertainty, there burned a flicker of hope, a hope born from the courage and resilience of those who had dared to defy tyranny and reclaim their rightful place in the annals of history. As the revelations of King Rashid Yuzi's treachery continued to reverberate through the kingdom, Prince Adiwale knew that the battle for Ododo community's soul had only just begun.